Recent reports. Who is she? What's in her lunchbox? How old was she? You're about to find out. January 13, 2006, a scientist was digging around North Carolina and found the remains of a child with a broken neck. Her death was dated around the late 1800s. As they carefully removed her remains, they found that about 2 feet away, there was a small tin lunch pail that held the answers to who she was. Inside the lunch pail was her personal journal. On the first page, in childlike writing, read Natalie Wiseman.
How exciting! Mother and Father got me this journal. Since Elizabeth and Mary have moved away, I guess you're my new best friend. Ever since the new mills opened, everyone has started to move to the city. I hear Father talking about the textile mills that produce far more fabric than Mother can, but I'm not so sure about that. She's faster than anyone around. It would be a sight to see.
At this point in young Natalie's life, the Industrial Revolution is just beginning in America. She goes on saying in the next entry, "Oh, my dear friend," she refers to the journal, "got a letter from Mary saying
that she's not going to school anymore. That's quite odd, don't you think? She then states that she's now working. Now that's a funny thought. Fathers and young men work, not women or girls. She must be lying. Even though I myself would never attempt it, but then again, I'm curious."
In the 1800s and 1900s, children from age 5 to 18 worked long hours to help support their families. They worked in mines, glass factories, textile, agricultural, canneries, and yes, newsboys. You've heard the old saying. Extra, extra, read all about it.
Natalie soon finds out what it's like when her mother and father tell her that they are also going to be moving to the city, so that they can all get a job. At this time, she is 8. She's never worked a day in her life. Her parents had enough money before to keep it that way and let her stay in school to get an education.
I must say that I'm a little excited. I can't wait to see what the city is like. It must be fascinating. I'm not too thrilled about the working part-time, though. I must go help my little sister Isabella pack her things.
Natalie then moves with her family to North Carolina. Her mother ended up working in the fields with young Isabella, picking cotton, and her father worked in the mines. While little, Natalie was at a textile mill.
Natalie worked as a spooler. She did 8 16-hour shifts, and she only earned about $4 a week.
Oh, it's quite awful. My friend and I start my job as a spooler at 6 a.m. and finish about 9 p.m. I hardly ever see my mother, and my father is suffering from a lost leg. There was a cave-in at the mines, and Father's leg got smashed. He is now very ill. And poor Isabella, she hasn't ever stepped into a schoolhouse, and I don't think she ever will.
After years passed, Natalie's father has passed away, and little Natalie was now Miss Wiseman. She had dreamed to be middle class once again, but she sleeps in the poorhouse now. At 13, she would have been catching the eye of young men, but from all the hard work she did at the mill, it had physically deformed her fingers, and she noticed that there was a small hunch forming on her back.
I'm so lonely. Mother says that my beauty is hidden behind my grin on my face and my messy hair. The years of hard labor and loss of my father had made her harsh. She's especially stressed about the health of Isabella. On other news, I've noticed the lack of jobs and overcrowding has taken an effect on people. They're starting to go mad. I even heard of a man that had gone around killing people.
The man that we believe Natalie is talking about was a man in London that killed prostitutes and many other types of women. This unknown man was given the name Jack the Ripper.
Though Natalie was far from London, Jack the Ripper was not the only serial killer around.
I try not to walk home alone or get home as fast as possible. Last I heard, there had been 3 murders in the city surrounding mine. It's quite scary. Sometimes I feel like someone's following me, especially when I pass by the factories.
And that was the last entry Natalie Wiseman had ever written.
Sadly, Natalie didn't live long enough to see the strikes for child rights or the banning on child labor.